Yeah, we got a segment, girl.
Wait, what?
What's the segment?
Sex.
Oh, that's what we talking about?
Y'all, this mic too loud.
We talking about Jesus and
Was I
sex.
screaming and echoing just now?
No, it was dope.
Okay.
Welcome to the Redin30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
Welcome to the Redin30 podcast. This is episode 2.
Dos.
And we in here. I am DM.
Yeah.
Sitting next to the lovely Nakia.
Hi.
And then the brother,
You already know.
Pastor J is in this thing. And we have a I want to call him a special guest, but it's actually going to be a new thing for Red30. He's going to be actually an official part of the Red30 cast. You hear us referring to his name a lot. He's the one behind the camera. Everything you see is this guy. He's a visionary extraordinaire. His gift is vision. You ain't never heard that before. Don't try to steal my stuff. And so we call him the amazing Swag.
What's happening? What's happening?
Swag.
As you can hear in his voice, you hear why we call him Swag. He got that mug was like, what's happening, y'all? I thought it was about to be Keith Sweat laid out.
Next time, Darius is doing the intros.
So, transitioning into our subject for today. Are y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all sure you're ready?
Seems like you ready.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put the
That didn't sound too bad.
theme music.
Hey, come on now.
Look, you should have seen the face I gave him before we started. I was up here singing and humming like I normally do.
Yeah.
Just minding my business. Just imagine me doing this right now. Imagine me, the music going up like. You saw how you looked at him just now? Hold on. Did you see? Hold on. Did you see the way you looked at him just now?
Yes.
That's exactly what and we just sitting here chilling. And I was like, I'm gonna shoot. And he said, like he was looking at me, like he tried to catch me.
was
He
about
was
to jump in on
he
him.
said, and I was like, I did like this. Before I thought about it, like, man, what are you doing? Like,
The confidence. He's
what are you
confident.
doing? This is exactly the way you looked at him just now. That's what I laughed at you, baby.
I will always have confidence in my singing ability.
Oh my God.
Or inability.
Why your face so
Well,
serious?
let's do it. We gotta do it one time for the second season. Superstar, go.
Oh, my God.
Boom, 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 boom. Don't.
Go.
Hit that first move.
Spotlight. Big stick.
That boy Joe Keys, boy.
That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Hey, can we add Obama on there?
That's what I do. That's what I do.
The sound
I
bite.
don't know if I gonna say something, but yeah, we can probably put it on there.
The sound
So, hey guys, so tonight,
Yeah.
the title of this episode is Sex and Jesus. Or Jesus and Sex. And so, we're gonna get into this conversation. I know it's touchy. I don't know if people gonna click on this just because of the, so that's cool. I want you to
Let's
listen.
clarify the sex though.
Clarify the sex. Well,
Male or female?
Talking about
Not messing with you.
like sex, like intercourse, or like
no,
sex
well, we talk.
between male and female.
Well,
Like
sex.
you a male, she's a female.
Yeah, well, sex is between male and female. I don't want anybody to get it twisted. Any other kind of sex is not profitable.
Straight up.
Profitable is a good word.
It's not profitable. It's not progressive. It is not productive. When we go this word, so we don't even talk about an abomination. We don't have to go that deep. We can just say, yo, like it don't work, bro. Like it does. Any other kind of, it doesn't even fit. So we're not gonna get into
But
that.
no, this is a good part because the purpose of sex is to reproduce.
Okay.
The purpose of sex
All day long.
is to grow something. Like
Right.
sex isn't just straight for pleasure.
Right.
It's for production.
Okay, so right, it's for production. It's for to continue life going on.
Yes.
That's the whole
generation.
point, right? Generation. All right. So we get that, right? So we talking about sex. Another word for sex is intercourse. Now, what most people don't know, and I know people think we're going one way, but we about to go.
What's intercourse?
Entering the course. There's
Okay.
a course. And you
Like
enter
the back
course.
nine. Or the 18th hole.
Was you about to say the back iron?
No, the back
Hey,
nine.
you know what? Hey, so
Like on the golf course, the
yeah,
back
right,
nine.
the back nine, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah,
most
18th
difficult part, you know. Yeah,
Yeah, the
golf
course. And you,
But then the 18th hole, you know, that's when
yeah,
it goes down. Like that's
Yeah.
the culmination.
it's comments right. But so,
What you know about that eye?
what you know about that?
Oh my god.
That's that Baton Rouge coming out of me, the kid.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Let it come out of you. No, the shake.
So
Them shoulder
and
stars
I
over
know
with.
normally when people have this conversation in church, they like to call it the birds and the bees. It's gonna be a good birds and bees conversation. This is actually gonna be the best.
Bro, I've never had that conversation.
I've never had it either.
Me either.
Me either.
Me
I never had it
either.
either. The first time I heard about anything
Is
about
it a
sex,
black family thing?
no, it's actually not a black family thing.
So
'cause-
it's just like it actually just a TV thing, and we think it's supposed to happen in real life
well, the people say that you're supposed to have that conversation. No.
on TV. Is
No,
when I see
you
it
have the
happen.
conversation. You have the conversation, but you don't have it with the people that you have it with, that you think you're supposed to have it sometimes.
Right.
Some parents do it. My parents was like, you just better keep your pants on. My mama asked me to keep your pants up. That's the type of stuff she was saying to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Keep your thing in your
keep
pants,
your thing in
boy.
your pants, and I
Women
can't
just
save you
get
if you
like
come
a
back with
don't
nothing.
do anything ever. Stop. No.
We trying to
Stop.
keep you from being a hoe.
That what y'all get?
Yes. And I think,
See, because
that's our talk.
I
And
don't
then-
wanna- I don't wanna
and
get
then-
into it,
And
but-
then that's your talk until you get out of high school, and then it's like, why you not dating? Well, I couldn't say the word date for 18 years.
and now you found out it wasn't.
Now you
his.
wanna marry
I ain't
me
saying
off?
shit. Shout out to Kanye.
Thank God I learned something through high school.
Hey, that's what you learn.
Now that's what I
Right.
learned. I learned some stuff through middle school. The boy told me
Ooh.
there was a
Public school.
No, listen to this.
Public school.
Hey, public school. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gonzales Middle School. So
Oh my
private
God.
I switched from a white school to a black school, predominantly black school, and it was crazy. So when I got to the school, sixth grade, and I'm the new dude. So the new girls' school, the new dude to school, it don't matter. Everybody on them, and so a few of them was kind of checking, and of course the other dudes has been there since kindergarten, whether they a little jealous or whatever. And so
Still a ways.
some girl was going around telling. Matter of fact, is who randomly texted me the other day I told you about.
Oh,
Anyway,
really? Okay.
OMG.
was like
What,
going
cute
around
bad
talking my
habits
children
by
got me
Usher.
pregnant. My children got me pregnant.
She
And I
told,
was
she
like-
told the
She was telling around school. She was
Middle
like saying,
school?
"Yeah, I was 11.
Middle school?
We didn't know what that
Oh.
meant. I didn't know what it meant.
That says something
I knew
about
you
you didn't know
this.
what you didn't know what
This
pregnant
No,
meant?
I
community.
knew what pregnant meant, but I wasn't getting the ramifications. All I knew was this better not get back to my dad and them. What are you talking about? Because
Yeah.
we didn't do nothing.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, and dude was like, man, my child ain't got nobody pregnant, man. He probably still shooting dog water.
Yeah.
And that's when I figured out, and I started putting two and two together.
Yeah.
And then,
That was your birds and
That's
the
when you
bees.
learned what dog water was.
no, I just thought what dog water was. And then I realized some other things. And I started realizing some things. But I know, normally the birds be talking now, fornication, which people don't know what that means, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it right now.
I think we mentioned it once. I think it's
Last season we talked about it a little bit. We did. People don't talk, but I don't even. That ain't where I want to go right now because
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
that's a whole nother
Oh,
thing.
but look it up if you watch.
Yeah, look it up if you're watching. Look it up. Don't look it up in the Webster's, but look it up in the All right, aesthetics, Jay. All right,
Yeah.
but we're going a whole nother direction right now. All right, and I'm gonna let y'all talk about it because we're gonna talk about it in a minute. So are you ready? But
All right.
so I'm sitting in my bed, right, laying in my bed, and it was almost like you ever had you dream like you wake up like that, and it was like that, and it was like the word no, like no. So I said, well, what are you talking about? So. And then all the no scriptures started popping in my head. But the first time the word no, like you know something or knowledge or knew something or known.
Yeah.
The first time any variation of that word was used is the first time in the Gospels of the New Testament was in Matthew chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it was talking about sex.
Where?
Yeah, it's like
Between who?
well, it was sex between a man and a woman.
Well, no.
I think so.
Well,
To
the
keep it
characters.
clear. Well, so it's talking about Mary, and the way it alludes is it says that Joseph hid her away because we know the whole story about Jesus, and then getting close to Christmas times, everybody
Who was
telling the
Mary?
nativity story.
Who was
Mary?
Mary?
Was Jesus' mama,
There
right?
you go. There we
Right,
go.
and the whole story goes that the angel comes and tell her she gonna be with a child without ever having sex, right? And so, but it's gonna be a child from God. It's gonna be God's son. It's gonna come through without ever coming from a man's sperm, with her, right? So it's a kind of an unbelievable story. I mean, just imagine. I've had people try to tell us that, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you lying? Y'all did something."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So
And it
Jesus was
was
born out of wedlock.
Jesus was born out of wedlock.
And
Number
it was-
one,
it was-
good was
Wait, and what, the way
to
people
a baby
feel,
mama.
the way people feel
It
right
was
now,
God's baby mama.
the way people feel right now about having a child out of wedlock, it was even worse back then. Like it was unheard of.
Yeah.
Like being a virgin was like,
Oh, they put you out.
that's money. Being a virgin was money for the family. You know what I'm saying? It connected them to other families because these men,
Money.
yeah.
And speaking of money,
these
they say
family and the fathers, they wanted to be able to sell their daughter, basically.
Yeah.
Did you know that I looked at this morning?
Partnership
A spouse
with the other family.
engaged marriage. The Hebrew or the Greek word or the Aramaic word for it is purchase.
What?
Tough.
Listen,
Like marriage was a purchase.
it is a contract.
It's called the dowry.
Yeah,
That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm about to tweet. I say it's so funny how like prostitution and buying sex or whatever right now is exactly what marriage was back then.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Like
And
you actually
that's
buying.
why if y'all ever see those like old movies, you know, like medieval movies or whatever, you see like they have like elderly women watch them,
Yeah.
you know, have sex for the first time, and they do that so you know they can prove that she was actually a virgin.
Oh, they have sex verifications.
Yeah, they gotta verify it.
You got a sex certificate, huh?
What movies you been watching?
You never seen any of these
I've
old
never
movies?
seen nobody have sex and an old woman
Yeah, I
be in the
never
room
heard that.
watching.
Yes.
Never in my
I
life.
never heard
Oh,
that.
like 3 or 4 people.
Hold up, 3 or 4 people in the room?
So like the
Older
first,
women.
But
that's
they
like
make
the
sure,
fo-
well, they know I know they used to try to say they wanted to make sure they consummate the marriage.
I remember on Ace Ventura when they had the boy go in the hut with the girl.
See, you're
And
watching
then
the wrong movie.
He found out that she ain't bleed. Hold on. What's going on? And he knew she wasn't a virgin.
Yeah,
There was a problem. And that was Tommy Davidson or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's the only thing I've ever seen that
I
happen.
also
So
read.
no, they do have it in movies. I've seen it
That's
multiple
funny.
times.
That's funny, 'cause
Like
I
those
read-
old war movies and stuff. That's when
yeah,
you
I
will
don't
see
do-
that in there.
I ain't got time.
yeah.
That's not my genre.
I'll be loving them movies. Hey, and then I read too today that in the same book that kings couldn't, if a woman had children before or she wasn't a virgin, even though a king may, be with her
May know her.
and have children, may know her, right? And have children, the child couldn't inherit the bloodline. That's crazy, bro. Like it was like that thing was a big deal back then.
It was a big
That's why
deal.
virginity is such a big deal in the church now too. But they don't understand why.
They don't understand. That's
They
crazy.
the whole purity thing. They don't understand that it's such an elitist. Everybody's talking about racism and stuff like that, but it's such an elitist idea of why. I believe that it's good to maintain till married or whatever. I believe that, but you got to do it for the right reasons.
Right.
But tracking
And-
back to that importance is totally something different from our Western culture.
it's totally
like
something
we
different.
don't even really understand where it originated.
Nah, and
You know?
you start wearing it as a badge of honor to look down on somebody else because they didn't or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so that whole culture thing, that's another conversation too. We'll talk about it on another episode. But new, right? So the first time,
Trying to digress from this conversation, that part, because I won't say nothing about nothing.
yeah, because I get to I just
Yeah.
we'll have trust. Just stay tuned. We'll have a conversation about that. Remember, somebody remind us. But the first time the word new, right? We talk. You think knowledge. You think know something. You know what I'm saying? Like know,
The mental note.
right? Like you know something. Like you know somebody's
Yeah.
phone number. Or you know where you live. Or you know whatever, right? But the first time it was used in the New Testament, it was talking about sex.
Yeah.
And it said Joseph put Mary away because he was trying to hide it because he didn't want to be embarrassed because people going to talk about it. And he said, and he didn't know her until the child was born. The child, we talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
So that means they didn't have sex. He didn't know her
Yeah.
until then. That's the way it says it.
Yeah.
It's not the way we
Wasn't
talk.
it the first time? No, it's used in the
Yeah, in the
Old
Old
Testament too.
Testament,
The
Old
first
Testament.
time talking about the same thing.
Yep.
So the first time we see no in old or new talking about sex.
No, not old. Not
Old Testament too.
Really?
Yeah, Adam knew Eve.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, time out. I thought
Hold on, girl. You about to
Come
hold
on, Nikhil.
you knew that already, Trill.
No, I mean I knew Adam knew Eve.
That's why you emphasized the New Testament when we first started talking about it.
Well, I was just I know.
He
Let
might
me
not
go
have
back.
put two
Let me
and
go
two.
back. Let me go. Y'all about to, okay, cool. I'm with it.
Yeah.
No,
Not the
Okay.
first time.
no.
What's the first time?
They knew they were naked. I guess that's
Oh Lord! Hey, same thing.
we knew he was naked. So
Didn't
now
they
it's
know
how we
you
know.
Was it the second?
We thinking.
Oh, bruh.
Jay, that's so funny, bro. That's so
Hey,
funny. I
can
don't
you
know where's
imagine
it.
the
Where's it
moment?
at? Where's it at? I can't find it. Where's it at? Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, the wrong one. There it is.
Bro, can you imagine that moment though? When the new one and the
You gotta
realization
be
came
sitting there
into
and be
one.
like,
Bruh.
Look at her. She got unveiled.
unveil it. Oh, they got it. Then the veil was torn.
Then the veil was torn. From the top to the bottom, boy.
Listen.
I took it
But
off.
the first time, that's hilarious. That's hilarious that the first time knew was when they knew they was naked.
But that's so.
And then the next time knew was then Adam knew Eve.
Yeah.
And then Cain knew his wife. And then Adam knew his wife again. In that order.
But that's so funny that that word is
lot of
That
knowing
is
going on.
hilarious.
Got a lot of knowing going
got a lot of
on.
knowing going on. Know-it-alls.
Look, what's funny
Oh, you think
is.
you a know-it-all, huh?
Wait, y'all. What's funny is the semicolon goes. Then Adam knew his wife and she conceived, and Cain knew his wife and she conceived, and Adam knew his wife again and she bare a son. Soon as they did it, something produced.
Something produced. And I wonder if it was still 9 months back then. It probably wasn't.
You could tell that it was for a purpose, though. They literally did it for a reason. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't just like they was knowing each other
Right. So
every other day.
so now I'm a segue into where we're going, all right?
All
And
right.
then y'all gonna pick your phones up, start looking, and we're gonna search the word
I had
no.
another thing, but yeah, let's keep
No,
going.
go ahead,
with
go
this.
ahead,
No,
go ahead.
let's keep going with this.
No.
That's gonna take us off to another place.
Let's go,
Mental
man. That's what we're here for.
Let's take us
Let's
off to
go.
another place.
Where we gonna go? 'Cause I can bring it back here.
We gonna bring it back.
I know exactly this spot.
All right.
Bing! It's like the little thing on the video game. They got the little marker, and you know where to go back. Yeah, okay.
The time- so read that again.
Okay.
That little part right there.
Oh my God.
Adam knew his wife
Uh-huh.
and she conceived,
Right.
and Cain knew his wife and she
Right.
conceived.
All right. Who was Cain's wife?
Yeah.
Good
We
question.
never knew because Cain's
I don't know. You know the answer? I don't
No,
know.
I'm asking because I was I don't know. I was watching. I go down a YouTube rabbit hole some days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go like deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And they was saying that Adam and Eve were the first people that God created in the garden, but not the other. He didn't. That's not the only people he created.
No, I
Right.
came to that
Okay.
realization
All right.
before.
I always thought about that.
There was other people. Yeah, because when he got cast out and he was scared that people were going to harm him or whatever, when God cast him out because of his offering, yeah, that was other people. Like, why protect him from what? You know what I'm saying? There were other people, but then like if you keep reading into like Noah's story and stuff, and because that's why they were like the chosen, like they actually came from God versus some people who I believe. This is me not knowing exactly, y'all, but like
Nah, the thing
I
about
believe
Noah,
they weren't God's people when they
They
started
said
to
them
talk
angels.
like
They said angels having
I'm a
sex with
person
people.
of God for real.
Yeah,
They said
they would
angels
know
came
that's
down
some deep
having
stuff.
sex with people and started having hybrid children. They call them the giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What book that is?
They talk about it in the Bible, but they refer to them as they said the angels started taking women.
Yeah, when it says that
So they
Noah's
ain't had no
family.
flying female angels coming down. Coming taking men.
The way they talked about it, no, but you know the Bible is male centric too.
Oh,
So.
I'm about to say, what a female angels at? Where y'all at?
Where they at? Fly up on me like a dove, land on me like a dove.
Come on, girl.
Nah, when it says like Noah's family was perfect in their generations, like that word generations means genetics.
Wow. Okay.
So
So I mean there was no.
like go deep.
Yeah, it goes deep.
Basically, they're saying Noah and his family were the only pure humans.
Yeah, like coming from straight Adam and Eve. All right, now we gotta
No,
understand.
no. They the only ones that didn't mess up with their genes, genetics.
Oh, mess up with the genetics from the beginning, from the original genes.
Yeah,
That's dope. Okay,
It's
And
just
that's
deep.
why.
It's
But that's
just
why.
deep.
But that explains why they can wipe everybody out. Why
Yeah.
God said, "All right."
Yeah.
Now we gotta understand this too, though. And I say this with I got my white gloves on. I'm handling this with Kevin. I'm about to say.
All right.
But when you read the Bible, it is a storyline generation from a certain culture, a lineage of people. You know what I'm saying? So this is a Hebrew lineage, and everything is seen from the Hebrew eyes. So you see the people over there, you see the people over here from that perspective. We don't know how the people got over there. We don't know what's going on. The only time we really start seeing splits of people in a massive way is from Abraham. You know, going different ways in the tribes and stuff like that. But that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, you saying something else about Cain's wife? Or you were just saying who it was?
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
That was on the same
We're
way.
about to take us down the rabbit hole, boy.
Yeah, no, that was
But
I know because I'm trying to find something I wanted to say. Like,
Okay, so watch this. You can pick up your phone. Y'all can look at it. Look up. I did this thing this morning, and I typed in the word "no" or "new," right? Mm-hmm. And this is about to give some clarity on some things, and then we'll talk about it. Some you can pull your favorite ones out. But the first thing he told me, and this is gonna be a heavy hitter, because if new is intercourse, right? You know what intercourse is? Intercourse is one of the tightest connections that you can have. The point is for production. The point is for there to be something birthed.
Yeah.
The point is for two things to meet and to cause something else from those two things mingling, right?
Conception.
It's supposed to be intercourse and sexual interaction is supposed to be intimate on all levels, not just physically, but also mentally. It's not supposed to be with randoms or strangers. I mean, we live in a culture now where it's all over the place. But the initial thing was just an intimacy type thing, right?
Gotcha.
And so if that's the idea, right?
Because think about it, generations depend on those decisions.
Absolutely. That's why
like, it's really a big deal.
That's why the homosexual culture and different things of that nature, it bothers me more about that than anything. Because when people say it's not natural, and it's not, and people say it's not whatever, but what people don't understand is that is literally cutting off generations of cultures of production. There's something that came from my mother and my father that was mixed perfectly by God's will to make somebody like me. And they can get together and try to adopt from whatever, but it doesn't work. And God's got his hand on the children, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm not getting into all that anyway, but that makes sense because it's made for production and for generation and for going further on, right?
Yeah.
So now this one I'm about to pivot. Are y'all ready? That mug hit me and he said, because we talking about intercourse, we talking about, being intimate, we talking about producing something, right?
All right.
The first scripture that jumped into me with no, he said, many people going to say, we did this, dog, we did this for you, we did this. And he going to say, at the time, he going to say, depart from me, I never knew you.
Ooh.
And I was like, whoa. And that's already nerve-wracking enough to hear that you probably can do all the right stuff and be a good moral, whatever you are, and still not make it to whatever heaven is or make it to whatever the idea of everybody, like still not do it, right? Like make it into the gates, right? But then he was like, because I always wondered, how could you not know me? You know everything.
Exactly.
Right? But then he says,
that's a good point.
Then he says, not it's not that. We were never intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be explicit or
we never
pause or whatever it is, but I was never in you and you were never in me.
And we never bared anything together.
We never produced anything. Well, I can't produce.
That's crazy.
I can't produce unless we intercourse.
Right.
I can't produce unless we have intimate connection.
Yeah.
Most people are praying for God to do things and for God to show up and do different things on a normal circumstance.
Right.
In and out of the church, people be praying for stuff to happen, but you don't realize that the only way that birth happens is through intimacy and intercourse.
Yeah.
So now I started going through all the no scriptures, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to, I think what I like, I've been studying Aramaic like I told y'all last week. And what I like about Aramaic is there's not a bunch of words to say the same thing. That's why some people have a problem when they read English or trying to learn English, because you got two, and two. You know what I'm saying? T-O, T-O-O, and T-W-O. You know what I'm saying? Then you got like there, and there, right? And in conversation, we know what they mean in context, but a lot of times you don't know, you know what I'm saying, just from hearing the actual word. You can be like, spell there. Or you might say, which one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but in the Aramaic and the way Jesus talked, we didn't have different things. It was like, boom, this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so the word know, like, what do you really know? Think about it for a minute. Like name something, Jay, on swag, on the kid that you know without a doubt. Don't get deep. You can name something simple. Like, what's something that you know without a shadow of doubt? Like, you just know it.
My name Jeremiah.
All right.
It's
Now,
my first
okay.
thought.
Okay. So, right, your first thought. Okay.
Yeah, your name. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you know your name?
We were told it.
You heard it.
It was written down on whatever statement that we use to represent ourselves. So it like
You learn how to write it.
represents me.
You heard it. Know how to write it.
Yeah, it's like your birth certificate, your license. It's like
Yeah, you ain't read all that to get to know your name.
You ain't get that till later.
But I'm saying,
You just kept hearing it.
It was
Yeah.
written down though. Still,
Hey, that's dope. Like, you read your birth. You remember how old you were when you saw your birth certificate for the first time? Or you,
I was a good
Social Security
teenager.
card.
I was a good teenager.
But that's dope because that really like confirms. I knew what my name was already, but it's like, well, my name is weird because my Social Security card says Donovan is Donavan, but my birth certificate says Donovan.
So you two Donovans.
So
That's
I had
confusing.
it is
One's
but
an imposter.
yeah, well, even though it's on my birth
Let's
certificate,
get into it.
my Social Security number is where the credit stuff at and all that stuff like that. So I was like Donavan.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
like when you see some of that stuff too, you kind of say, you see little footprints, little handprints on your birth certificate, and it kind of confirms you knew you here, and you knew what your name was. You believe your mom and them, but it's like it's almost like reading it for
That's
yourself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Reading it for yourself, like, oh man, I was born at 111. You know what I'm saying? I knew all that stuff. So the concept of it, but so you know your name. So Swag, you know your name too, right? I mean, your name is not Swag,
Darius.
Darius, but Swag, right? But like, you know that because of what? What's the process? Like, y'all saying it just not a little bit, but what's the process?
Repetition.
Yeah, hearing it over and over, and then when people ask you, "Hey, what's your name?"
Claiming
You're
it.
like, "Oh, yeah, my dad said my name is Darius.
Right.
My mom said my name is Darius.
Right.
So I'm Darius."
And so somebody named you.
And then you keep saying it.
So somebody named you.
Yeah.
And you. Oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
Because somebody named you, and then you became intimate with the name
Yeah. And
that was given
possessed
to
it.
you, and you possessed it.
Yeah.
You begin to be that name. That's dope,
And then kind of like your situation, like my dad would not let me have a nickname.
bro. I was just about to say that, bro. They used to call me. He used to
Your
call
name
me.
Darius.
He used to call me. He used to
Your
call me
name
Monty.
Darius.
He used to call me Monty. And he was like, "No, you go back over there and tell him your name is Montreal." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Be at the front door." I'd be like, "My daddy told me to tell y'all my name is Montreal, not Monty." And it's so because I didn't want to say it, but I had to do it because he made me. But I understand the point of it.
And you go
right?
by your middle name because that's just what they did.
Well, that's what they called me back home, Montreal. I knew Donovan, but I wasn't like right now. You can see somebody from school. I said this before. See somebody I went to LSU with, or see somebody I went to high school with, and they'll say, "Hey, Donovan," and my friends around be like, "What you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? But that's the name that's on your roll sheet. Donovan, present. You know what I'm saying? So
Who was you?
yeah, it's one of them things, right? I even had some friends in my class when they first heard it, they was like, and they made fun of me.
Your name Donovan?
Right, your name Donovan. Boy, we about to. Boy, what kind of name is it?
Boy, where you going?
But it's the intimacy. It's the intimacy. Is so name something else that you know. Okay, I know my phone number. My phone number 225. Hey, you thought I was gonna say it, huh? But I know you know yours. I know yours too.
Yeah, I do too. Of course, you know mine. You
I
told
actually
Twitter
know-
what mine was.
I
I
actually
know
know-
yours. Yours never
But
changed all these years.
you want to know what's funny?
Never.
I actually know all three of y'all numbers by heart.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I can not pull up and I know your numbers by heart.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You want like the 3 numbers I know by heart.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Now,
same.
I don't know yours.
yeah.
I know yours though.
Yeah,
I know yours. Yours has always been the same.
How many numbers do you know?
Just like
Right now,
Yeah.
like
4.
2. Like once I
your
figured
number,
out how to
my house
save
number,
contacts
my
to an
mama
iPhone, I never even thought about wanting to remember.
And call the number. That's the only 4 I know.
I know.
And the church number.
I know y'all
That's it.
3 numbers.
I know my Google number.
I know
Like I literally let that ability go. I was
I
like,
don't
I don't
even
need to
have
remember
other
these.
I don't need it no more.
No, really though.
No, I
This is my
know.
phone number and my mom.
I know y'all.
I don't even know my mom's
1,
cell
2,
number.
3.
Our house number.
1, 2, 3.
What will I do?
I know EJ's number. I know my mom, my dad, Leroy Jr., Chantel. I know all the numbers. Donnell. I don't know Deidre's by heart. I don't know Deidre.
Y'all numbers are similar though.
Shauna's. Not all of them. Not all of them because it changed. Some of them changed. Some are different. I know my first number when I was in my first house when I first learned my phone number 673-6811. I never forget it. I remember
not
my
the same
first
number,
girlfriend
yeah.
number to this day. I remember her house number. I remember
What the number is?
it was. I remember it was 647-8518.
All right,
But they
but
probably ain't the
somebody
same
say
thing
that
now.
now.
No, nobody probably got that number no more. That
Oh,
number
they
probably,
be repurposing them numbers,
I know,
dog.
but it's probably somewhere totally different. I remember.
That was so long ago too. Like,
But I
somebody
had
go look
but,
up that.
but at the time too, I had
know
to
these
remember.
people
You had to
got
remember
that.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I remember a lot of scriptures too, because I couldn't pull it up on my phone or search it. Like I had to know where it was, know the number,
Yeah.
know the place, the book. You know what I'm saying? I had to know it. But in order to know something, I had to have intercourse with it. I had to become intimate with it. Name something else. Come on, we can go somewhere else. Let's go then. Name something else that you know. You ever thought about
security.
you ever thought about the stuff that you know?
A social security number.
Right. You know your social
Oh
security
yeah,
number.
social security
Oh,
number.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
And because we have to use it so much.
Shoe size.
Shoe size. I know my debit card number.
Yeah.
You know what
Same.
I'm saying? I know my main debit card number. You know what I'm saying? I know my debit card number. I can tell you my account number at the bank. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you.
Can't do that.
I can tell you my
Every
personal
time I make a
account.
deposit, I got to go to my online account.
Yeah, I never remember those numbers.
Yeah, I remember.
never remember
I remember my
I
personal.
used to
Not
spend
any
time
others,
remembering that.
but I can remember my personal account. I know the route number to the bank because I had to do it so much with different things. But there are some things, addresses, stuff that you
yeah.
know. But it's
Yeah.
because you either you're writing it down, or you're hearing it, or you're talking about it. You got to tell somebody. But the key is you're intimate.
What about skills?
Skills, right?
That's stuff we spend time with.
There's some stuff that we know, and watch this. We take for granted that we know it. Like we had to converse about it. Like we probably leave some stuff out
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
process. Like
even
you were doing it just now,
sometimes driving
Swag.
a car.
You were doing it just now, and you told me this the other day when I was talking. You were doing it just now when you said, "Who's married?" Right? Like who's married?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
somebody's hearing this, they may not understand the jargon
Right. Yeah.
or the conversation that we know.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we have, and so you were telling me I was recording something the other day, and you was like, we sound so deep sometimes.
Well, we leave stuff out.
We leave stuff out because
say half the
we
scripture.
we
don't
assume
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we-
assume
that people know.
that people know already.
Yeah.
what I'm
Like, you know what I thought about?
What you about to say? You about to say something? So you come on looking.
I don't be assuming anything.
Ain't no assuming for me.
No, but I'm about to say the one skill that I know I got is I got the J.
All right, so Jay, right? No, and I'm a witness.
Yeah.
I'm a witness because every time we play, I'm like, he be on the other team. I'll be like,
I laced that mother, bro.
this guy, and it's like it'll take a little while at the very beginning because but it's like when the last time you hoop? Oh man, it's been like 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I'll be like, well, but some stuff is like riding a bike. It's like swimming. It's
Yeah.
like it just.
driving.
When you, but I bet you can go back. I tell the story. How did you develop your jump shot?
Oh shoot! In the gym, like when I say
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
when I say, man, I was going to school at our school. You know, went to a private school, so like class didn't really start till like 8 o'clock.
Private school.
But I go to school and I show up around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the gym every morning, getting jumpers up. At practice, getting jumpers up. After practice, getting jumpers up.
Right.
Shooting, making like 100 shots a day or whatever.
You probably
many?
dreaming
How many?
about shooting.
How many shots?
100.
Yeah. Any basketball player listening right now? If you ain't doing that,
You ain't gonna be nothing.
like just quit. Just quit right now.
Give it up. Give it up.
Get in the,
Ben
get in the gym.
Simmons.
Get in the
How many
gym,
people
bro.
in there? Ben Simmons, Giannis.
Get in the gym,
NBA
bro.
players need to be doing that.
Y'all getting paid millions of dollars
Yeah.
to do.
Cause the thing is,
Just go get intimate with the jump shot.
it's not about shooting it, but it's about making them. So you can't just be like, oh yeah, I got up 100 shots. How many did you make though? Like, you have to make a high quantity of shots.
Right.
Because then that's gonna fix what you're doing.
So it's time. You just put the time
Yeah.
in. I bet you was dreaming about jump shots on.
What? I used to sleep with the basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Lord.
Around with it, dog. I watched the Pete Marriage movie, bro. He was up in the living room, dribbling around the table.
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
I'm gonna be Pete. I love the basketball, bro.
Right, dog.
But I became intimate with it.
Keep it with
Yeah.
you. Keep it with you.
Yeah.
You don't leave home without it.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I was like that.
And
I
then you
was like,
identify yourself as that.
As a
Like
basketball
that
player.
skill literally turns into like it represents you.
It should,
Like
yeah.
he's a ball player,
Yeah.
and like we not gonna see nothing else when he walk in. Like this
Right.
is a ball player.
right. Well, I was like that. I did that with basketball for a minute, and it worked out for me. But I wasn't. That wasn't long haul for me.
Yeah.
But I did it with microphones. I would carry a microphone in my book with me.
I
Not
think
in
I heard-
school,
yeah, I think I heard that
but like
before.
later on.
Yeah, like
everywhere I was
taking
going-
trips and stuff.
Yeah, I would keep a mic with me when I go out of town. I keep a mic with me. I'll keep a mic and some headphones.
Yeah.
I just always had. I'm talking about when the iPod started popping on. I was like, I just always got music. It was to the point where they had the band, and when I was at the office, they had the band headphones. Like I couldn't wear because I had them on so
Oh,
much.
that's why they banned.
That's why they banned.
Bro.
It's still banned today.
No.
Okay.
No, but for the time,
This dude need a book called Montreal Rules. He got so many rules just for him.
Hey, we're gonna
Trail
say that one for
Made
another
up
episode.
Yeah, trail rules, right?
It needs
Because
its
of
own
trail.
episode.
Yeah, all because of trail.
And because of Montreal.
It'd be like
We
a
no
river, man.
longer-
And
we
because
no
of Montreal,
longer-
we no longer live on this side of the river. But it's the intimacy, so anything that you know. So when you, because I know that I'm a good musician. I know that I'm a good singer. I know that I'm a good writer. I know that.
You sure?
But yes, I know.
I try to see if I
checking
get it.
him out,
Maybe
huh?
if I get it.
Hey,
with
Check him out,
hey,
huh? Are you sure?
100%.
hey, but people trying to make me doubt yourself.
If I could have got that nanosecond of I was gonna take it.
Here, come on, let's get to it now, because here is the thing. Well, now, did Jesus know he the Son of God, or was he trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
Now,
that was a scripture that I just.
well, go for it.
It was John 7:29, and it says, this is Jesus talking. He says, "But I know him, for I am from him, and he had sent me."
That's crazy, and see, that's important.
Hey.
That's important, because what I was about to say is take that and I go to the garden. When the devil was trying to tempt him, right? You know what I'm saying? And people got to understand that whole conversation too. We got to take the Bible literally, because it is literal, but we also got to take it as an allegory, or put it into today's terms of what that is for you.
Right.
Doesn't mean somebody sitting there, but it can be something. It can be an idea. It can be a thought. I was talking about, watching your thoughts last week. It can be a thought that tries to challenge who you really are, or who you believe you are.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's the time when you have to know something. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be the thing. You should know the
truth.
And the truth will make you free. That's
Because
intimacy.
when you know something, it kicks in.
It's
It's second
intimacy.
nature,
But it's not
really first nature.
what most people think swag know is that
Right.
they don't really know it. You get it? Like what most people think knowing is, most people think having a record of something is knowing it.
And it's not. That's
Yeah, I
good.
think it's memorizing.
They think it's memorizing.
But it's not
I
memorizing.
think it's memorizing, trying to pull
Or
a file
having
up. or whatever.
access to something.
Right.
You don't know it yet.
Right
you
now,
know?
EJ could walk in, we can get on the hard drive, and I can ask him where a song at, and he'll pull it up. And it'll take me time to look for it, but he knows where it's at
Where it
because
is.
he's been going through these files, and he just knows, like he's
Yeah.
acquainted with it. That's how much time he spent with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a.
Well, memorizing is a step to knowing.
It is, but it's not.
But it's
you know-
not like
can
memorizing
be.
by itself.
right. You can't stop there.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So intercourse.
Enter. Right.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
You said that.
I like
know,
the phrase is
but dog,
we grown
Nah, you ain't have to do that.
we grown and people hear this stuff, they be like leaving in, pull out all that stuff like
my
that.
pull-out
Like,
game strong.
yeah,
son.
like if you don't finish,
You took it to
if you
another
don't finish,
place.
took it to. I'm going to another level, another
I'm not
level.
expecting that.
Hey, but if you don't finish, then you can never manifest.
No, really, but there's an Old Testament story when he was supposed to, and I don't know exactly who it was, but he was supposed to enter into a woman,
Yeah, I remember that.
and he spilled his semen on the floor
he didn't want to do
instead.
it, and God killed him.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Old Testament.
So yeah, you do need to finish.
I heard,
And do
somebody,
finish
they had a
in
preacher,
a productive way.
they had a preacher preach about this one time at a youth meeting and was preaching against masturbation, and he said, he had everybody scared.
That
He
they were
said,
gonna
God gonna strike you, and I was like, nah, God ain't gonna strike you. God ain't gonna strike you because I know.
Oh my goodness.
bro.
He said
What you know, Montreal? What you know? Tell me what you know.
I knew that there was some people in the room. I knew that there was some people in the room at the time.
That was still
it
alive.
wasn't me. It wasn't me. No, God honest, it wasn't me at the
No,
time.
I know. Yeah. They were
But-
still alive.
Right, and I was like, so it'd be a lot of dead. I thought I did and said something.
Oh Lord.
hey, but what's funny about it is too that I read that story, and the story wasn't about that. It was about the fact that God intended for them to do something, and they against God said, "No, I'm not going to do it," because of how they thought about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
How they thought about the woman, how they thought about that, and they was like, "I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do it." And that's when God said, "Okay, I don't need you anymore."
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
He's
like
outta here.
He's out of here, right?
So
That's
back
tough.
to the point.
So back,
You
well,
gotta
back-
finish.
but you
if
gotta
the
finish.
intercourse is
You got to finish.
Yeah.
So now
part
he's
of the
tempting
will.
him and says, "Well, turn this." It's all these other things. Turn this bread, turn this rock into bread. Bow down and worship me. All the different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he has to know who he is in order not to have intimacy with what he was saying to him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was telling the people.
He's trying to trick Jesus out, boy.
No, he was telling the people,
somebody
y'all ain't
hold on.
finished yet. Like y'all never finished. So I don't know y'all. Like y'all never finished.
Ooh,
goes back
swag.
to
Come-
it is
That's what
finished.
they were saying.
Oh.
Like y'all was doing good stuff, but y'all never finished. Yeah.
Jesus finished.
Wow.
You know what? Because soon as Jesus finished,
Yeah.
what was produced?
Matter of fact, he said,
We were like,
No, matter of fact, he said
wasn't
in the
until
kid,
he finished.
"It is."
Yeah. But it wasn't until then that we always talk about how they didn't know they was planting the seed when they killed Jesus and then we grew. No, literally he died and then what was produced is the same story. It's the same seed and harvest, and then like sexual production is the same, intercourse
He died
is
and
the
the
same
veil was
story.
torn.
Told you, tore that girl from the top down, boy.
Top down is finished. It's finished, but it was so stupid. It's finished.
My top down.
Hey, yo,
Shut up, man. Oh, you looked up like that. Hey,
Had to go
hey.
to the top.
But see, I like it. So
Right.
now,
Shut up, top boy.
it's not just knowing. You have to know, and you have to be intimate. Have to spend the time and spend the intimacy with who you're. Intimacy for all the people that are listening right now. Intimacy is not just
Right.
the act of sex too.
Right.
As a matter of fact,
100%.
it was more intimate what Joseph did for Mary by hiding her away. Now, what you'd have done? What you have done, fellas? Y'all know that. You dating the girl, y'all good, y'all your old lady, and then she come and tell you she pregnant.
It depends on how much I love her.
It'd be like Goma and Hosea. She gonna tell you pregnant. She say,
The Holy Spirit.
the Holy Spirit got me pregnant. Like the Holy Spirit came upon me. And
All right, we go wait to see this little boy come out. We gonna see.
And he better have the Holy Spirit on him. Matter of fact, as soon as he come
Like
out,
the Lord.
You better have that Bruce Leroy
I'm
glow
gonna
on
cut
him.
my finger off. He better grow that mother back or something stupid like that, bro. Like
We gonna see.
we gonna see. But it was even more intimate there
Yeah.
to do that to her for her honor.
Nah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? That's real. Which says it's another thing, man.
And I'm sorry, I'm just going after what I learned about that story recently is how young she was too.
Oh yeah.
And so they would sell if she was a virgin in this marriage, she was, probably too young because you would marry the children off,
Yeah, 13,
and then they would be
14,
more
13,
of a
14.
daughter to the husband because he has other wives, of course, and then Joseph was probably older, way much older, and so as a child, she probably wasn't at the age of intercourse,
which is crazy. Well, not crazy, but I understand the terms.
but they actually had an age that a child has to become before you can sleep with that bride that you married when she was a child.
Got a bunch
And
of
so
rules, bro.
when they say, he still didn't have sex with her until after, but she probably was of age at that point.
Right. Okay, that makes sense too. I get it.
Because if he hadn't slept with her yet and they were already together,
right.
it was
Well, they wasn't married though. They wasn't married.
they were engaged to
They
be.
were a spouse, but they wasn't married.
Yeah.
They were like supposed to be getting married. So that's a bigger thing too. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to keep you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could be like, I think that's the bigger deal. That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
explain. That
It is, yeah.
they were. It wasn't
That's
like he
true.
was married and he didn't have sex with her, and then no, like they were. You know what I'm saying? And I think somewhere along the process, I didn't do the time, and I don't know the time definitely, but I know that they weren't. And then she comes up with this baby.
Yeah, because he could have dipped.
He could have dipped, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I
She would've got stoned. She would've got stoned, too.
He could have had his money back guarantee, and went and got his money back. Yeah, some of that, you know that
she
too,
would
right?
have
The dowry.
She would have got stoned anyway.
You know, the dowry was to pay for the daughter, and they'd be like, "Oh no, I need my money back. This don't this ain't what you told me it was. I'm about to get my
Yeah.
money back." You know what I'm saying? So it's but just the knowing, bro.
Yeah.
You should know the truth, and the truth will make you free. I can understand why a lot of people are not free right now because they haven't become intimate with the.
True.
Well, they don't even know what the truth is.
Yeah.
Jesus says, "I am the
Way.
truth." Right? So you're not even intimate. This is what Red Word is about, bro, right here.
Yeah.
Like we hadn't even become intimate with the truth. I told somebody,
Philippians.
here's another dope one. You ready? He said, he asked him the question, feed the 5,000. He asked the question, he said, but he already
No.
knew what he would do. He had already become intimate with the idea of feeding the people.
Yeah, just
So the multiplication was just the baby.
Yeah.
right.
The multiplication, everybody, the miracle. The miracle is not the thing.
Yeah.
Like the miracle is not like stop. The miracle is not the punch. Like the miracle, if you're chasing the miracle and you're not chasing the intimacy, that's when you mess up.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So you're chasing the wrong end.
Seek ye first. That's it. Same thing.
Seek you first, same thing. So now you're chasing. I don't know why people don't put miracles in there with all these things to be added. That's dope, right? Like you're chasing the feeding the 5,000, but you hadn't become intimate with the truth
Ooh.
about who you are and then what you're here to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember they started talking about they're gonna call down fire.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna read this stuff through the gospel. Y'all gotta get this story is so dope, bro. Call down fire because the people didn't want to listen to him, right? And he was like, "You don't know what spirit you come from.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You hadn't become intimate where you come from." And I mean, y'all probably looked. I don't know how many times y'all saw. How many times y'all saw no, known, new. I think say all lot. I mean, the guy say all lot.
To me, that it just represents the church so much right now.
It's man.
Didn't it say that I may
'Cause
know
they
him
tried
and the
to
power
do-
of his resurrection?
Yeah, Paul said, "I may know right. That I may know him. That I become intimate with him, and
The power is
yeah. And it's fellowship with suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to become intimate, and I have to put myself. He said, "Then you know." He says another time, "Then you know that I'm in the Father, and the Father in me." Then he goes and say, "Then you and me, and I'm in you." Now pause on all that, right? But let's be honest. That is the ultimate intimacy, like becoming one. So now the two become one. He's not talking about your little idea of your relationship. Like he's not. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the intimacy of identity.
The vine and the branch intimacy.
Yeah.
Boy. I'm gonna wear that out. The intimacy of identity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's that process that makes things that produces. If our identities become intimate, then we produce the identity you made for the beginning.
You produce. Think about this. When two become one. That's intercourse.
Intercourse, right?
Because you literally make one thing that's two things.
Right.
Like you are two things. You are two.
Right.
You're two people into one.
Right.
So you're literally
two people into intercourse. What is the interstate? Why do they call it the interstate?
Because everything's connected.
Right, and it connects the states.
Yeah.
Like it's a road that goes from state to state. Interstates. Intercourse means we put our courses as one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really,
Yeah.
We made one course. That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
Just now. Like we turned into one.
You really turn into one.
You know, I was talking to quote unquote friend of mine.
I know you the way your tone is. Go ahead.
With my finger go like this, and you know what I'm talking about.
Come on.
And so she's asking me when I was like, "Yo, I don't pursue women. I pursue purpose." So I use the
hold on.
Hey, bro, you gotta hit something, bro. You gotta hit something on that thing, bro. There you go.
Hold on. Let me turn this up a little bit.
This guy.
That's definitely a clip.
Let me live tweet right
clip.
quick and put that on the.
I don't pursue women.
That's a clip.
Yeah, it's a clip.
I pursue purpose. Say it again, bro.
I told her.
What you told her?
I said, man,
you know you about to do. You said, I told her. He said, I told her. You know that boy. He said, I told her. That boy became Cuban or something. I told her when Another kilo.
Don't
worry. In the morning.
Don't worry. She'll be back. Another kilo. She love me in the morning. Another kilo. She love me in the morning.
What you told her?
What you told her though?
Nah, I told her, man. I was talking. She was
I
talking
told
about
little
stuff, bro.
Breezer, told little red boy.
And I was like, yo, I don't pursue women. I pursue purpose, baby.
I don't pursue the little yeah.
I don't, man.
I don't pursue the little yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because she was trying to figure out.
Trying to talk to me.
You know, because I've been. I was about to say I've been knowing her for a while.
Watch your words. How well do you know?
You've been acquainted.
I've been acquainted with her for a while. Even that word is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, you've been talking to her.
Acquainted ain't anybody. He said he acquainted with us. I said acquainted all day long.
Y'all been friends.
Well, you know, I got the scripture say acquaint now thyself with the Lord. And stuff, but,
y'all were friends.
Yeah, we cool. So
Yeah.
we're cool,
we
right?
say? I met her before.
Yeah, I met her before.
And I remember who she was.
Oh, Lord, that's worse.
No, that's
she been in my memory for all these years.
That's law class.
Wow.
I met her before and I remember who she was.
That sounds like she doesn't even exist anymore.
Nah, she
You
does,
know, I don't
man.
know her though.
She cool people. I don't know her though.
I don't know you like that.
I don't know you like that. Get back.
I don't know you like that.
And so she's trying to figure out, you know, after all this time, you know, if I was really interested in her or I really thought she was attractive, then I would have been pursuing her by now. But I was like, man, after some stuff in life, I was like,
The audacity.
I was like, I don't pursue women, I pursue purpose, man.
Hey, the audacity.
Yeah, I mean,
To think that by now I should be pursuing. You should be pursuing me by now.
yeah, I mean, you know,
You know I do, right?
everybody got their thing, whatever. Nah, she cool
What'd you-
people though, bro.
Click. I understand.
I'm very candid, so I just
come with
speak
that.
freely and
The audacity.
the truth is the truth, and you take it, whatever. But you know, we cool. So, but I was going back to the intercourse and the interstate. I was saying like the way that I am, like I'm on this highway, right? I'm just driving.
Come on.
So
Talk
I'm
about
like-
it. Talk about it.
I'm like, yo, like whoever she
Hey.
is, if it happens, because at this point I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I don't really care.
But I
If
hate
it
when you
does,
say that,
Like I'm
boy.
cool with it, but if it don't, like I'm not gonna
But
cry
isn't
over
that
it.
the best way to be?
It is because you're
We'll
free.
get to it. We'll get to
Because you're
it.
free. So I'm like, if I'm on this highway, so
On
I'm
the
like,
freeway.
I'm like,
on
Okay.
the interstate or the
Interstate.
freeway.
Free, you heard me?
because it's the freeway.
The free
What?
or the highway.
That's the freeway.
on the highway.
Let them know.
the most.
Let them know.
I'm
dude,
not
let
gonna
them
get
know,
off. I won't get off on the shoulder.
Come on now.
On the median, because I'm staying on the highway, on the freeway, on the interstate. That's why they call it I-10.
I am.
Yeah, see what I'm
Come
saying?
on, bring it together. Come on. That was it.
Okay, it's over. It's over. Go back to the story. It's over. I thought she had something.
I'm about to
I thought
say
he did.
10. Oh, okay.
She had a word.
Okay.
Hey, in church, that's what they do. And they be like,
They fall off.
they can't scream. They gotta say.
I've never heard that before.
No, that's a real thing.
They dance a little bit. They just go out.
In church, you can always fall out in the spirit, and everybody gonna give you an excuse.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a free pass.
You can cuss in church and fall out in the spirit, they're gonna give you an excuse. See, that demon came out of him and he fell out.
You get up. What happened?
Oh man. But go ahead, good. No, you didn't. Pursue purpose, the interstate.
Yeah, so I'm like,
The intercourse.
I'm driving, on this highway or whatever. So for me, it's like whoever she is, she's driving her highway too. And for me, it's
What's
like
gonna happen?
somewhere down the line, the two lanes will merge, and so we'll be in the same lane in the same car.
They call it
what-
an intersection.
And you will produce one.
One vehicle. 'Cause
Way.
I'm like, we gonna merge and it'll be, but it's like the two lanes gotta merge. I'm not going off. I'm not turning off the route to go over here to your lane. No,
Right.
they gotta merge.
Does she have to?
I love it. Do all this.
But that's the real though, dog.
The women.
Like they got to. They
The
got
women.
to, bro.
No, he wasn't saying. He wasn't talking about the women.
And
he
the
wasn't
men.
talking about the women when he said hoes.
I'm finishing.
He was
The
talking about the
men.
roads.
Talking about the road.
Yeah.
They call the roads hoes.
Yeah, the woman and the man.
Because roads are hoes because everybody be driving on them.
And they got a lot of potholes.
Whoa.
Come on. Come on.
Whoa.
Come on.
But that's
Come on.
but that's just going on
The
what you're
potholes.
saying though. Like the intercourse, like
Yeah.
it becomes the same course.
Yeah, it becomes the same course.
Yeah.
And it becomes one course. So Jesus refers to the church as the bride.
Yep.
Pause. So when he does that, we're all the bride. Pause. So when that happens, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about the intercourse of the church with the Father.
Yeah, we ain't got to pause with Jesus, bro.
We
Yeah.
don't have to pause with Jesus.
But you
It's
know,
Jesus,
I
bro.
get it.
I'm not
bro.
really pausing for Jesus.
That's
You
Jesus,
pausing
bro.
for
I'm pausing for everybody else that
Everybody
don't know. They don't know the
Right.
truth, right? But that's the no. I started thinking about all kind of things. They say, and then Jesus knew their thoughts.
Yeah.
Like this man was intimate with their thoughts already, so that's why he was able to call them out.
You
know what I'm saying?
He knew it was in, man. Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
right.
He knew it was a man.
Even when I go back now to Adam, I'm jumping, not gonna think about all these no. He said, "What we knew we hid because we knew we was naked." Well, who told you?
Yeah.
Because the intimacy starts with the conversation. Who told you you were naked? Where did you get what?
Right.
What thought did you make yourself intimate with that it made you manifest this type of life?
Wow. Now you gotta check yourself.
Everything that we are,
Gave you that
something
knowledge.
made us manifest it. But here's the thing now. What made you manifest that life? And we have to be honest about it. Which is why I love, we can talk, I can help people out or at least help people find their identity because we can talk about gender roles and all this stuff like that. And we can do it based on morality, wrong and abomination and all that stuff. But people are going to figure out what they want to be their truth when you start throwing stuff around. But when I get to the point where Jesus says this,
Quotations.
I put this on my Twitter last week. People talking about I was born this way. He said, Jesus said, okay, so you must be born again.
Facts.
That's
There's
good,
no
bro.
problem. There's no problem. I'm not talking
good.
about
That's
you.
good.
Facts.
I'm not
perfect,
I'm not
bro.
even telling you wrong. I'm just saying you must be born again.
Yep.
And if who you are can't go through an emptying of identity,
Yeah.
then you're not really that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. If who you think you are
Yep.
can't go through the process of emptying,
Yep.
then I don't really know if you know that. Now you're based on some feelings and it's fluttering.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? So now when Jesus speaks to everything now, he says, no man left house of the land of mothers and fathers of children, but my saying the gospel. He said, if any man come after me, let him deny himself.
Yep.
Take a cross and follow me.
Yep.
He will find his life and lose it. He will lose his life for my saying the gospel, she'll find it.
Yep.
Like you really find who you really are when you lose who you think you are.
Yep.
Right.
Every time.
But that goes across the board. This is not specific for gender situation. This is not specific for a career situation. This is not specific for anything. This is just specific for mankind.
Yeah.
And because he's trying to empty all, too many things. You know too much stuff.
Yep.
You know too much. You ever heard somebody say you know too much?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know too much stuff.
And that's the part of born again too. Like
Right.
you become as a little child.
You become as a
and
child.
You don't know
nothing. You don't know nothing. And you have to be, except you become a child, you can't enter the kingdom. This is over and over. For those who are listening to us right now, we're not trying to, these things are actually written in there, but it makes so much sense. And we're giving context that maybe you never wouldn't get in a normal sermon or circumstance or normal visit of church or religion or whatever you want to say. Right? But reading these things like we do, like now it's about to change. We started a new cycle today. Today is November the 1st. I know it's airing later, but today is the 1st. But like now we started a new one today on the 1st. So now like I'm about to go through this thing.
Yeah.
And really see, and I understand now
Red
that I don't
eyes.
know something. Red eyes, right? We're gonna use that. And I understand now that we don't really know a thing until we become intimate with that thing.
Yep.
Now, intercourse is two ways because intercourse is there's a I'm only gonna detail, but there's a pursuing and then there's a submitting. There's an allowing. If I don't allow, it's rape.
Yep.
This is why God does not make you do anything.
Right.
He gives you a choice. That's why you say, well, why God let Adam and Eve do that? It's not that he let them do nothing. He had to make a choice. Otherwise, he's holding them hostage in the garden.
Yep.
Or he was holding them hostage. So I have to allow, right?
Yeah.
Because if not, you took it from me.
Yeah.
And that was a whole nother ballgame. That was a whole nother conversation. So you keep the work. The God's will is not going to rape you to be what you're supposed to be.
Yep.
Guess what I thought about though when you said that? The enemy not either.
Nope.
You gonna willingly choose to take a part of it.
Yeah,
he ain't
not a
gonna
rapist.
rape you
He
either.
not a rapist.
Like you are allowing something to become one with you.
Bro.
So when you trace things back, trace it back to the fact that you was willing. You know what I'm saying?
To give it up.
To give it up.
Yo, listen.
And not really give it up.
And not really give it up, not give it up, right? That's the truth, right? Like I was just thinking that I had a dream last night, and the gist of the dream was majority of the things that we think we know as true is not like that at all. So for instance, you think the devil pitchfork, Satan comes from the word Satan. It's really the Satan, if you go to originally say, and it's really an evil influence of thought. It's really not based on one person. It's based on a conglomerate of thoughts that can enter in. They say Satan enter into him or get behind me, Satan. It's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? I think there is a faction of a person, but it's like it's still a mindset. And so it doesn't look at pitchfork and red. And we watch these movies, and yesterday was Halloween, so it's like everything all. And those are sleight of hand. They're just trying to get you to look over there so you don't see that it looks just like the well-dressed, calm person that's talking the right thing to you. That's the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And so now he's not gonna. You think he a rapist, but he's not. He's gonna rape you without you knowing you getting raped.
Yeah.
He gonna rape you. He gonna let you rape yourself. Oh my God!
All day long.
So what happens is this: now anything outside of God's will is rape.
Yep.
Anything outside of God's identity is molesting you. Right? So he's gonna allow you to do that to yourself.
Yeah. That's tough.
And tell you that it's your fault.
Condemnation.
You get it? Condemnation, guilt,
Bruh.
the idea, shame. Like that's it's,
Like
it's,
Judas, same thing. And
He
then he
hangs
killed
himself.
he killed himself after the fact.
he hangs himself after because he's like,
But he lets you turn it on. He's using you to do the job he can't do really.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's he
Right,
doing it to yourself.
He can't.
He killed himself after. It's such a good illustration.
Your soul is who you are and is yours. So nobody can take that unless you give it to them. You get what I'm saying? And there's situations where people come up and they say, "Well, I was a kid and this happened to me." I understand all that. I want you to I want you to repurpose that thought, repurpose those feelings, repurpose based on the red eyes, because we see now. You know, if we love the story of Jesus, the way resurrection happened and freedom and all that stuff happens is through murder and betrayal and like torture. So and it's not worse than that, which means there could be a resurrection in something that happened.
I just
You know what I'm saying?
I tweeted
Yeah,
something.
Judas didn't have to hang himself.
He didn't have to hang himself. He didn't have to hang himself.
I mean, like Peter could have did it too.
Right. You know why I think
But
they
he
did
didn't.
that? You know why I think they did?
But
No, he
you-
didn't.
but you
Peter loved himself too
realize-
much, bro. You know why I think he did?
He said you love himself too
Peter
much.
loved himself too much. Peter was like, well, I'm just going back and fish.
So I'm about to hang myself.
Yeah, I'm not. Judas hung himself. That boy tripping.
But he realized what he had done.
But you know why they did that? You know why?
It
you know
pushes you over the top. Like,
well, he wasn't intimate with him. He wasn't intimate with him.
Okay.
Because if he was intimate with him, he'd have known that even if he had done the wrong thing, somewhere along the line, Jesus would have. He wasn't intimate with the process.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Peter wasn't either. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus comes back, and he knew him as soon as he started talking. Like he did the same thing he did the first time. He knew him.
Yeah.
He knew who he was because of the intimacy. The first time there was an intercourse of them as people, right? Which produced something. Jesus said, "Let me use the ship." Jesus got on the ship. There's so many layers to this, brother. It's just like, it's ridiculous. That's why these red words, y'all get on these red words, because it's I guess all day long, bro. Like it's better than any show you're gonna watch. Like we can even make a sitcom or a show about it. We still couldn't encompass what it really, everything is being said.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the intimacy, the reason we do 30 days is for intimacy with the red words. You know what I'm saying? It's an intimacy and an intercourse. You put yourself inside the course. What you about to say?
No, I just had a saying that came to mind.
Go.
It goes with the last part about you submitting to it. Not outside the will of God's rape. You know the saying: you either get down, you lay down, or you
you're gonna get down.
Yeah,
that's right. That's real.
Yeah.
You lay down, you're gonna get down. But it's easy if you lay down.
Lay down.
No greater love than this in the manner.
Lay down his life.
Come on, man. He said, we can go no all day long. Now you know me. You know what I'm saying? When he started talking about, I don't call you servant, but I call you friend. He said because the servant doesn't know what the master's doing. But y'all know all things because I told you everything that I'm doing. In other words, I gave you opportunity. That's why he was probably like, "What you mean you don't know the way?"
Yeah. How we gonna know the way?
what you gonna mean we gonna know the way? That's like, I don't even want to go in. I ain't gonna try to shine on nobody. It's like, I'm not gonna do it. But right, it's like, well, how we gonna? How that work? Oh my God!
I stopped. You'll know when you get there.
I know. You'll know when it's time. You'll know when you get there. But I think that changes the concept. You were just looking.
No, I had another scripture like in John, because I looked at John and it showed like 5 scriptures, but then it said there's 56 more results,
bro.
But there's one part where Jesus said in John 8:55, he said, "Yet ye have not known him, but I know him, and I should say I know him not, and if I should say I know him not, I should be a liar like unto you, but I know him and keep it saying."
Wow, so the fact that you're not intimate with him and you're a liar.
Yeah.
Wow, especially when you're trying to act like
you know him, but you don't know him.
Crazy. You're not intimate.
Yeah.
You're not intimate
and
with him.
he was trying to prove that over and over and over.
That's like somebody lying saying they slept with somebody when they really didn't.
Right. Don't lie on you.
Don't lie. Don't lie on my name. Yeah.
Don't lie on you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's true. Right?
That too.
Because they say some bad things happen to you.
And I believe him, so I ain't.
I believe him too. So I ain't never did it neither. Hey, they said the other part. It says he said they were marrying and giving a marriage, buying and selling. He said, and then the flood came. He said, and they knew not until the flood came. That means you weren't intimate with the plan or intimate with whatever, and it's too late.
Yeah,
the flood comes and you wasn't intimate.
Yeah, what you gonna do now?
I mean, I love this concept, bro.
Yeah,
because it's
you gotta go. You gotta go deeper.
You gotta go deeper, right? You gotta go deeper into it, right?
You gotta go deeper, and you gotta finish.
Yep,
and you gotta finish.
And
right?
You gotta finish.
If we want to go as far as conception and birth,
gotta finish.
And time.
Yeah, you gotta birth. You gotta take time.
Yeah,
you gotta let it
That's
mature.
a process.
And pain.
Hold on, you gotta eat. You gotta eat the right things because whatever I remember my mom said. It's so funny. My mom said when I was born, I had a white film on me, like a film of.
Ooh.
He said because she said she was eating so much ice cream when she was pregnant. With me.
Oh, bro, you little milk baby.
Oh, but no, really. I'm surprised I ain't lactose intolerant. I'm really like a starch baby.
I mean, you really are lactose intolerant. We all lactose intolerant.
Well, we all lactose intolerant, but some people have badder cases. Yeah, badder ain't even the word. Worst case.
Yeah, badder.
I'm gonna ride in the car with a friend. I'm not even gonna say it. Ride in the car with a friend.
I'll
tell you
that,
a story.
yeah.
Maybe somebody I told us the other day. Why would you get ice cream and you know you?
Oh my God.
So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so
I just realized that was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So
white film,
right? White film. So starch baby, because like it's almost like a crack baby. You know, what I'm saying? Any kind of other baby. Some people born with diabetes because their parents had it so bad. And that's not a good thing. But I'm just saying how much intercourse and reproduction produces what happens. And you had to be mindful. I believe that the mingling of my mother's DNA and my father's DNA came together and made something different in me. It's just the way that it was. You know what I'm saying? You can see that sometimes you really pay attention to stuff, how you can see different pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the mingling, it's the intercourse of identities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? DNA is natural information. So just imagine if we became intimate with the Father, what we produce.
Yeah.
See, the stuff that we're trying to get or produce is on the other side of the intimacy.
Yeah.
It's on the other side. And intimacy is further than talking. Father, we love you.
Yeah.
Father, we thank you. Oh, we worship you. And they think that that's the most intimate place. All right, when the presence of God come in, what you going to do with it? Are you going to intercourse with it?
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Or the presence of God come in and then now you asking for babies. So you want God to come in.
Yeah.
This is what you want. You want a sugar daddy.
You want to get down.
Yeah, you want God to come in and you want him to give you everything that is birthed from you.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be intimate.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Like I really want 3 babies, but you got a husband over there, girl. Go ahead and do the thing.
Do what you gotta do, right? Go ahead and do what you gotta do. It's
Shucks.
that type of conversation, bro. And the things that we want to produce. So because Jesus knows that he's one with the Father, he produces what the Father will produce, streamlined.
Yeah.
There's no leaven. This is no. Oh, this might be God's will, it might not. No, this is when you see me, you see the Father.
Yep.
Straight up, that's how intimate we are. When you see me, you see the Father. This how much our intercourse is that we don't even have to meet up to do nothing. It's already done.
Yeah.
We done it already, right? We're already connected to the point, and we didn't stop. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now we continue to produce.
Don't stop. Get it.
Don't stop. Get it. Right. And so now we continue to produce after our own kind.
Yep. That's what a seed do.
Now, what's crazy is everything is produced after its own kind. But we have people out here that's not intimate with the truth, so they're producing these fallacies.
So
Raggedy.
you will be intimate with something?
No, absolutely. Every day of your life is an intimacy.
So you birthing something.
Right. Now the question is, are you getting raped?
Song is happening, whether you realize it or not.
Right. So
Those are your words.
oh my God. We realize it or not. So you're always intimate with something. Right? Something you're always having intercourse with a thought.
Yep.
How much does that suck if you have to go through?
Bro, it never fails, bro. What is it? It never fails.
How terrible
How
is
bad
it?
is it?
How terrible is
You're supposed to hit the other one, Trail.
Which
It
one?
never
The second
fails,
one
bro.
from the other side.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We can count on the kid for the pause moment every single time.
Oh my God, man.
I'm just out here trying to get a message across.
But it be so
dog.
genuine
No,
though.
you're
Like she
not.
really be
Come
doing
on,
an
how
accident.
bad is it? How bad? You ain't gonna mess across that show. How bad is it?
Why
What?
you always lying?
Oh my God! Stop lying.
How bad it would be to go through intercourse, childbirth, the pain of childbirth, and you're birthing something. You went through all of this just to birth something that wasn't his will.
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, you do all that to birth something that wasn't his will.
You do all
Like
of
you
that.
went through the labor. You went through the.
Hey.
You fed it. You fed it.
It does
just
suck.
saying.
It sucks.
It sucks. It sucks. We
Yeah.
gotta go with it. It sucks. It sucks.
That's terrible. People do that all day though.
Yeah.
It's like
Every day.
wow.
And when come on, we've done it before in some instance where it was something that we wanted, and so we spent the time to do it, or get it, or be with it, or whatever. And it's like, this ain't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what a lot of people in marriage.
That's
They
a
didn't
good
got
point.
this idea, and they had to
Quarantine.
hey, quarantine got them breaking up, boy. Quarantine need to make you stronger, or make you wronger.
Yeah.
And so, hey,
Bruh.
what's funny is
He's
it's
outta
only
here.
because it's out of here. But it's only because people have become intimate. Okay, we about to get on this mug now.
Let's go.
You got to know what marriage really is and the truth about marriage before you try to be at.
Facts.
You get it?
Right.
100%.
So you trying to, so you become intimate with your idea of what it is, or somebody told you, right? And now you become intimate, so you made intercourse with that.
Wrong.
And you produce this marriage that you got, or this relationship that you got, or this business you got, or whatever it is. And then you pick up it. But here's the thing, y'all. Look, right now, if you watch this, whatever, don't be in denial, bro. And I'm not trying to break nobody up and none of that stuff like that. But you have to do something when you realize. Yeah. When you realize. When your eyes come open and the lights come on, you can't sit there and be like, well, let me try to salvage. Yeah. No, either it's gonna be born again or it's not. You must be. It gotta rebirth.
Yep.
You ever realize that you can actually
cut off.
Build.
Ain't nothing to cut that off.
You realize you can actually. We talk about building on sand or rock. You can actually build on sand. Like the fact that you can build.
They finish the house.
Yeah, you could build it, live in it.
They finished the house. They finished living in everything. But that rain. But that rain though.
You could go through all that and actually build something.
That rain though.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That rain coming and wind coming. That's a wrap.
Like you saying, and you got so intimate with the idea that you built it on an idea. Yeah. AKA sand. Right. You actually built something for real. Like it's actually alive.
Right. You actually did build something for real. You just ain't gonna stand.
Right.
Right. You didn't build it on the rock. Right. I read something today that I be seeing these things. It's got, I follow different pages and nature and stuff. And they were talking about the blue macaque, right? The bird.
Whatever that is.
The bird from Rio. The bird from Rio.
Animal Planet.
The movie Rio.
Animal Planet, yeah.
Yeah, the bird from Rio. Well, the whole story of Rio is a whole sex movie and people don't even know that. But he was like,
kids, for the babies?
Yeah, he was like the last female was in captive somewhere. So he flew across the jungle. And there was a story about him fleeing to preserve
their species.
Yeah, so it was a whole sex movie. It was a whole normal movie. People don't know that. But anyway.
Go and watch Rio
But
tonight.
they say they made a line. 1 and 2.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey. You stupid, man.
Did he finish?
He did. They had a little blue baby. But anyway, no blue balls. No blue baby. Stop, my child. Take that out, bro. Hey, so we might leave it there. We'll
if you take that out, you gotta take my part out.
That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Take it out. He said, take that out.
You said no, leave it in.
Leave it in. Well, you can leave it in if you want. Pause. Hey. Okay, this is about this. Hold on, I'm about to.
Next.
You know what? Hey, so yeah, so.
Go ahead. What you saying, bro?
No, I'm about to go. Hold on. I'm about to go. Let me. I'm about to go. So.
Wait.
So
what are we talking about?
Hey, this is music they put on people when they take it too long.
Hey, bro, this is when you trying to wind this down because this could go everywhere else. Hey.
And it was a great show tonight, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
I've been dope.
But the guy said it's talking about they were extinct in the wild. They said there's no more. They said the last female in the wild died like in 2013. I'm sure they don't know what all of them are, but I get the concept.
Yeah.
So I think they made them in captivity, which is different. But they made a statement. They said every extinction or thing that happened in nature was an invention of man. Like man, it was man's fault. Like man created something or created an idea that caused any kind of extinction.
Or like an appetite.
Or an appetite, right?
Eating stuff.
Right, just cause you can. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that there's a conversion that we have to make from being intimate with our own ideas or the mainstream ideas. Yeah. I'll get into this another time, but this is why I'm big on music. Because you know all these songs, you know them,
all of them,
and you become what we know now. We know is sex. So now you become intimate with these songs, and whether you want to or not, you're gonna produce. Intimate. So I don't know. These are nuggets though. So whatever you heard, like this, our podcast is not the alpha and omega. It's like a fire starter to get you to understand, and now your mind should be clicking on that conversation. Every time you say the word no after this, you're probably gonna be like.
Let me find another word for it.
Hey, you know such and such? I don't know him. I don't know him, but I got their number, but I don't know him. I got their number in my phone.
I don't know him.
No, but this actually changing me too.
Yep.
I was what?
What did you say?
I said changing me.
Oh, changing, yeah.
Changing me just making me look at things different.
Yeah, got to. And that's what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
If you look at the same
What's the point?
You don't care about nothing. You just want to
Right.
stay fixed in, the way that you see things.
Yep.
You don't want to become intimate.
Right.
And
Tonight we talking about intimacy.
it takes time. I'm just saying, it takes
Oh, that was
time
it?
away
Oh.
from you.
I was waiting until like,
It's like uncomfortable if you have to be intimate with something that you wasn't intimate with before.
right.
Like it's not easy.
It's a little awkward. You got to warm up to it,
Yeah.
You got to set the
Yeah.
mood. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. You gotta be consistent.
Right.
But it doesn't. It feels weird.
Well, I don't know if it's like that all the time. I think it can be like that depending on the person.
Yeah.
But there got some people that just be like, "Oh, it's brand new."
Flip the switch, yeah.
You get knocked off the horse, Paul, and it's like, I'm intimate. Jesus made sure he's intimate with him right quick. He said, "Who are you?" He started telling him who he was.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you can't be afraid to change,
Yeah.
and you can't be afraid to drop some things.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? To drop some things and change the concept of things. We said some good stuff in this. This episode's been dope.
This is fire.
And I think I'm really excited about this.
And we just getting started.
And we just get started. This is only
Get your
episode
moves.
episode dos. Y'all follow us on Instagram at Redin30, on Twitter at Redin30, Facebook at Redin30. Go to Redin30.com and follow the daily readings.
Yeah.
We give them the fresh takes on all the readings and everything. This is fresh takes on society. We knew now we're really open to kind of doing what we got to do, saying like we got to say with the proper perspective. Shout out to Swag, man. How was your first episode, bro?
What?
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's not your first episode, but this is your first episode for the new way we about to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope.
Yeah, I did the episode last season.
You did the episode. So y'all go back to season
the
one
round
to see
table.
Swag. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to go.
Hold on, one more time.
Swag.
Yeah, shout out to Swag, man. Shout out to Swag. So we're here. We're gonna be coming up with an episode. I think we're gonna drop them. I don't know what days we're gonna drop them on, but just be ready. Turn your notifications on, and you feeling it, huh?
Got the song going in my head.
All right, y'all. See ya.
We'll see you in the morning.
All right, y'all.
Done.
All right.
I ain't done.
Dude, you gotta watch.
It is finished.
It
I
is
can
finished.
see your voice. You gotta watch that show. It's
I can see your
hilarious.
voice. Oh, that's
Yes.
the spinoff from Mad Singer, huh?
I never seen Mad Singer. But maybe it is.
I saw part of it, but I never watched the whole thing. You would think I would have watched it on Man Singing and stuff like that.
I ain't seen that.
That's a really cool show.
It's so
Check it
funny.
out.
But I think I know
watched
I
4
can see your
episodes
voice
back to back.
is a spinoff from that. Though.
Bruh.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm always up to watch new things.
Yeah, it was dope.
Oh yeah, I saw The Lie too, and it was good.
I watched it last night too.
You did?
Yeah, it was good. I don't think it was as good as it was told to us,
Yeah, but it was
good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. The Live, y'all just go check it out. The Live, really, we're gonna talk about this on another episode because to not be a spoiler.
Yeah, don't be a spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
I'm gonna talk to you about it since you watched it. I'm gonna talk in code,
Okay.
and then it's on Amazon. I'm gonna talk in code. You still gotta watch it, but
Yeah,
You
go
can't
mess
hear
it
him.
up.
You can't hear him outside the club.
but
But y'all gonna
it's-
mess it up for me.
There's something
can't
about
even get in.
because at the end I was like, "What is going on?" Then I remembered that it was a dream.
You just gave something away.
I didn't because he don't even know what I'm talking about. At the end, I
So
was
now
like,
I'ma watch it and I'ma know the whole thing a dream.
"No, it wasn't." I thought that something that wasn't real was real.
Okay. Got you.
Okay, and then at the end, I was like, "What kind of supernatural?"
Yeah.
But then I had to remember.
Oh yeah. Doing that part. I got you. I got
you get what I'm saying?
I got you.
It sounded like it was good.
But it's a good lie. It's a perfect example for this movie.
It is.
And it tells me a lot about life too, how we
Yeah.
can really be.
So it was good.
Lie. And just let the lie go.
Yeah, right. And it goes on, and it takes a life of its own that may not be real because we that's what we do. That's what life is. We do a lot of stuff that ain't real.
Cause we don't know.
We don't know.
Come on, Trail.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Wrap
Let's
it
go.
up in a
Let's go.
bow.
So wrap it
Merry
up in a bow.
Christmas
we don't know.
to you.
Merry Christmas. Oh. keep rhyming, man. Oh my God. All right, y'all. All right, this is Red30. Red30, we out. Follow us and everything. We'll see y'all next time. Red30, we are out.
It's out.